Hey guys, DJ Dr. Doodles here, coming at you today with a sketchbook tour. Going back to pretty much my first sketchbook since I started getting it back into the visual arts, drawing, doodling, what have you. So on the cover here, you can see my usual robot design. I put him on a 228, and actually this one I cut out and slapped on the front. Now as we go inside to the sketchbook, you can see right away I've drawn the same robot popping out of a birthday cake. This was going to be, I think, a birthday card for my fiance. But what I actually ended up going with was this bear with a sheet over it, making like a ghost. So basically a Boo Bear. Enjoy the visual pun. So now we come to the meat of the sketchbook. This is the very first drawing I ever did of Flops, the bunny. This was for Inktober 2017. And the prompt was like fast or run or something. And I thought of... first thing that popped in my head was like a rabbit or a bunny running fast. So that's pretty much where I came up with Flops right here. The next drawing here, this doodle here, is just I got some new markers and I wanted to test out, see how they look on this paper, because I got them so I could start coloring in my Inktober submissions, even though most people use black and white ink. So here we go. Here's my first drawing of Flops, where I colored him in, and you can see already he's taken more form. And as you can see here, next page, basically I'm just putting Flops through all the different prompts. So whatever the prompt was, this may have been poison or something, I can't remember. No, I think this was definitely... him puking into the pumpkin was definitely poison. Had to do with... and I believe this one was drown, probably. That's why you see Flops here in a straitjacket, sinking to the bottom of the ocean. You can kind of see where I attempted to blend the depths of the ocean with the different blues. I think part of it, though, is I hadn't tested it. What do we have going on here? Flops is measuring something. I can't remember what the prompt was. Maybe it was measure. Now, this is probably one of my favorite ones that I did from that Inktober, was Flops holding the sword. It really reminds me of the old Looney Tunes cartoons. The one in particular where Bugs Bunny gets the singing sword. So it's always reminded me of that. So I don't know if that was like an influence in the back of my mind, but again, one of my favorites. Here we have Flops being bashful, probably because he's not wearing any clothes and is naked. This is before I drew Flops with a hoodie. Here we have Flops with a broken arm, so the prompt must have been broken. Here's one that I started. I don't remember what the prompt was going to be, but basically he's dead, and you see a crow picking out his eyeball. So Flops is dead here. And yeah, I don't know where I went from this, like him being dead, to drawing him as a bat. So either I skipped the prompt or something, but yeah, here's Flops as a bat, flying through the night sky. Here's giant Flops crashing through a city, wreaking havoc. Here we go. This must have been fast or something, because I drew Flops as the Flash, of course. So here he is, the fastest bunny alive. And yeah, this one I believe was Shatter. So I just thought of, okay, a mirror shattering. Let's just This is a fun one to do though too. Okay, so another drawing of Flops dead or decaying, missing an eye. See, it looks like there's worms coming out of him. So I don't know what this prompt could have been. I don't think there would be 2 decaying prompts, but maybe Flops as Wolverine. Alright, so more recently I have drawn Flops as Wolverine, but I feel like I did a lot better because I did Wolverine's mask a little more comic accurate. I just think it looks better, but here you can see I use the ears as the mask. Flops as some sort of Dick Tracy private eye. I don't know. I'm not too good at drawing hats. This one you might recognize, Bunny Pool. Most recently I used this image for the flyers that I include in sticker orders, and I started sending them out in some of the freebie sticker packs, but mainly I reserve these for Street Team and then people actually purchase my stickers. You get one of those flyers. This one must have been fat since I drew Flops as Jabba the Hutt. Here he is, eating all these Easter candy. Yep. And Flops as a ballerina. So I'm assuming the prompt was probably dance or dancing, but he looks really nice in a skirt. Again, something that reminds me of Bugs Bunny, going back to the old Looney Tunes where he cross-dresses. Here he is getting down and dirty in the mud. Flops, I don't know, did a flower pot crash on his head or something? There's a flower sticking on his head and there's a lot of mud. Here he is as a cloud. So, the prompt must have been cloud. So, yeah, that cloud looks oddly specifically like a character. Here he is, R.I.P., rest in peace. He must be dead or he's digging his own grave. I don't really remember what the prompt was. Whoa, here he is angry, probably upset because of everything I put him through with these prompts, killing him and cross-dressing him and whatnot. But I believe I did use a reference, but I was for the pointing, but I was really happy with how this came out, like him pointing at the camera. Another one of my favorites, you know, because I like to make things bloody, so using watercolors to, you know, smear across the paper, look like the body's being drugged. And I don't really remember what the prompt was. I just know I was happy with how the colors came out on this one. And again, more blood, because I was really, I'd seen some tutorials about doing blood splatter with watercolor, so I decided that everything needed that. So here he is, like with a giant juicer hitting his head. And yeah, I don't remember what the prompt was. Maybe it was juiced. Here we have blind Flops. I'm actually pretty happy with how this came out as well. The coloring, I really like the cane. I like how I got the lighting on the top, but then I realized I forgot to bring the lighting all the way back past his hand on the back part there. But overall, I like how I think I probably messed up his hand though too, but I do like overall how this one looks. This one must have been UFO or alien, something like that. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of how this one turned out, but here we have rat. So Flops riding a giant rat. So I'm thinking the prompt was rat. I'm not sure why I decided to have him ride a giant rat. Maybe I was feeling the whole fantasy mode, because right here you see I'm drawing Flops like climbing up like a steep mountain cliffs, and it totally gives me the vibe of like Sam and Frodo, like from Lord of the Rings, going up some steep cliffs and almost falling. But here, as you can see, the next prompt must have been fall, because then I had Flops fall from the cliff, probably to his death. This wasn't a prompt. I believe this was, I just was drawing. It was probably Friday the 13th. I believe there was that during that October. So I drew him as Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th series. Again, lots more blood splatter from the red watercolors and a toothbrush. Here we have Flops with some unknown pink bunny. Overall, it's okay. This drawing, I really hate how I did the arms though. I just cringe at Guess I'm not good at drawing people hugging each other. I like the coloring on this one, how the coloring came out. He's apparently peeking through some bushes. There's some tentacles coming out of the ground. Do not remember what this prompt was for the life of me. Maybe it was tentacles. And this is pretty much the final prompt, which was mask. And so what I drew here was Flops dressed in what I wear in the band that I'm in, Kilmus, ambient trip hop duo from Seattle. And we play synths, mixing some guitar and sax too. But basically I drew my getup that I wear, including the mask, is pretty accurate to what the Venetian Raven mask looks like. So I was really happy with how this came out, even down to like a little bit of the gold paint trim that I did on it. And now we are coming to Thanksgiving. I was down visiting the fiance for Thanksgiving, and I decided to draw a turkey. Turkey Tom here, that's what I think there's a T. And then this one was a lobster I drew that I ended up scanning digitally and coloring and creating a Valentine's Day card mixtape for my fiance. And it's called Lobster Jams. I believe I've posted the finished image of that somewhere on my Instagram. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up sketchbook number 1. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys dug this video and if you'd like to see more like it in the future. I do have other sketchbooks, so we could revisit those as well. But anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, hitting that notification bell so that you know when I post a new video. And until next time, guys, I've been DJ Dr. Doodles.